Hello everyone, Chris here, and welcome to a new project for the channel, the City of Guvsk. Followers of me on Twitter will no doubt be aware that our previous Soviet city attempt, Chernigov, fell into a few problems with its transport network, which led me more or less to really want to start a new project. We're still keeping the Soviet theme because I'm a big fan of that and I haven't quite scratched that itch just yet. But rather than a old functional city, what we're looking at with this project is creating a model city, a purpose-built city. This is a project really inspired by places like Pripyat, famous for the Chernobyl power plant accident. Cities with huge planned layouts. Guvsk itself, as you can see, is split into several districts. Now what we're doing in this first episode is just laying out the central square, the welcome square, the place that you will come to as you go down the big vast avenue into the city. But the city itself is going to be split into many different micro districts. Each micro district will house everyone in the huge tenements, and within each area they theoretically should have everything they need. We're keeping with that Soviet design idea for city building, where everything that a person really needs should be within walking distance of their local community. So schools, hospitals, shops, restaurants, cinemas, that type of thing, will all be held within the various micro districts. Now, we are planning on, I think it's at least 6 micro districts. I'm also wanting room for a university, some amusement places, a commercial district, that type of thing. Guvsk itself is a purpose-built city. We are out towards the side. We've got an open cast mine, which is what I'm believing that this city, in my headcanon at least, has been built for. It's with a deposit of ore has been found, and so the government has built this city for the people to go and work there. It's going to be the idyllic city for the workers. But I'm really excited about the idea of this project. The difference between this and the last project of Chernigov is that with this being a planned city, the layout itself is really going to matter. As you can see, I've laid the road layout before even starting, which probably should have done in the last project. But the idea being that we have a layout, we have an idea of where everything's going to be. The housing is going to be made in a way, I guess, that the city is going to try and look quite pretty. Or at least that's my aim for it anyway. I may fail miserably, you never know. And I suppose that's why I wanted to start with this central square. This central square being the big point within the city where everything leads to. I wanted it to look quite ornate, quite pretty, and it does take me a while to do so. You can see we've got our usual big Lenin statue just in the middle of the place, and it took me a while. This actual build was the best part of. I split it over 2 days. It didn't take 2 days to make, but it did take a while just to get a look that I really liked. The end product of which I am actually quite happy with. With this being a planned city then, one of the things that in my research, looking at some places, again, like Pripyat before the accident, and other Soviet planned cities, one of the big things, and I think maybe even a little misconception about the Soviet building style, and especially that building of these big tower blocks, is that the tower blocks were meant to be oppressive and crammed in, and that certainly isn't the case, at least in design principle. for Pripyat and other places, the tenements had lots of green space between them. They weren't claustrophobic, and that's what I'm going to try and attempt with this build here. Now, I'm very lucky in that I've got some very supportive people and some very people who have given me a lot of advice and stuff. I'd like to, what you're seeing on screen now, these letterings, the Cyrillic lettering, YouTuber Comrade Intense. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic detailed City Skylines builder they are. But they were fantastic and supplied me with these 3D letterings, which I think is really going to help me with some of these buildings, because with us trying to create a proper Soviet feel, there isn't going to be lots of advertisements and billboards and the things that you would usually associate with cities in the West. We're going to need to decorate our buildings in a more unique manner. One of the things I found from my research, big letterings identifying buildings, that's a thing that was quite prevalent. I'm going to try and get lots of mosaic art and that type of things on buildings. Not that you'll see that in this particular video, but that will be coming in the micro districts when we start work on that. But yeah, lots of things to try and make it look unique, give it an authentic feel, even if it is a fictional place in a fictional nation. But I'd love to hear ideas from you guys watching this. What type of things do you think a city like this would need? I'm especially interested when we've done some live streams in the past. We've had some people join from countries that were part of the former Eastern Bloc, essentially. And I'd love to pick your brains as to things that you think would fit in quite well in a place like this. I'm open to any ideas, really. There are 2 districts that I've not yet named because I don't really know what I'm going to do with them. We've got a lot of housing, we've got a park that we're going to put in, we've got a stadium that we're going to build, but there's 2 areas that are left free, which I'm going to leave open to people to think and decide what they'd like me to do with that, because again, this is the world is our oyster. It's a fictional city. We can do whatever we want, and that's kind of exciting about this. I've rambled over this video and actually should have really spoken more about what I'm doing on the design itself. So this has kind of been a little bit of a detailing project with this square. We've put curbs around the edges that I think really quite define the boundaries of our square. I'm using the procedural objects mod to give us more more options, I guess, with things like this planter tray here, just to be able to stretch it out a little bit and create more custom looking assets. Now, one of the things I do is I fill these planters with flowers, and that kind of kills my frame rate a little bit when I'm playing in game around this area. So if anyone has any ideas how I can create a vast sea of lovely flowers whilst also maintaining a decent frame rate, that would be wonderful. I've yet to come across some low polygon flowers, but we'll cross that bridge at some point. What the end result I do think is really, really pretty. I am quite happy with it at this first start, but I am really excited to get this project properly kicking off, to build some housing and to really make this a pretty looking Soviet city. But tell me, what do you think? Do you like what we've got so far? Hit me up on Twitter. My @ is, as I say, down below. I'd love to chat to all of you about what this video, what this city can be, what type of things we can build. And I'm just really, really, really excited. For now, though, let me just say thank you very much for watching this, and I hope to see you in the next video. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and thank you again for watching.